Hello! Can you hear me? Hope you can. Be annoying to fix if you can't. Okay. So, we are working on this little project thingy. Let's see if it still works. It's building. Oh, of course we're in ads now. I forgot to roll the ads during... during my startup thingy. Oh well. We're still building, so it doesn't matter. Okay. So it's working. But I'll wait for the ads to be over to actually... Oh, you're back. You're back from the ads. Okay. So, it appears that our app is still working, which is great, great news. As you can see, we've got a beautiful blue square. Exactly. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna not have too long of a stream today. I'm thinking like 30 to 60 minutes or something. Oh, I still need to turn on a light as well. I don't normally have this light turned on. But I think it's a good idea to have some more front-facing light. It's still a bit high up, it should be a bit lower, but to come from closer to the camera. But it's the best I could do without putting in any effort. So what we're going to do today is we're going to do a short stream. And I want to get at least some layers rendered. So we need to work on getting a separating the layers, going through the layers, perhaps making like an interface or something, or separate classes that we inherit from. I think that might actually be better. And then registering those classes and yeah, then working on it. Let's see, we've got our little window here, a little code. Could actually zoom in a bit. How do you zoom? This is how you zoom. Okay, let's see. Don't need that much console. Actually, we don't. Let's keep it there for like the problems and output and stuff. Okay. So we've got tile data. Let's make a folder. Scripts, layers. Sure. Actually, first let's when we render it, where is this? Render background. Okay. And then we'll do for each sure. But we won't do all of that. The only thing we'll do, what does layer contain? Can we go to definition? Go to definition. And that's useless. Okay. Let's see. Let's bring this over. This is not the one I'm looking for. Let's see. I can find what I'm looking for in my history. I don't want to show you all of my history. I think this is it. Here we go. It's secret. Let's see, source. What do we need info on again? We need a vector tile layer. This one. Vector tile layer. Name. It's got vector tile features. Oh. I thought I said Control C. Control V. There we go. Let's see. Does it work over here as well with the debugging thingy? It does work. And as you can see, we've got a lot in the debug console over here. We've got 17 layers. We can stop debugging. Place labels, land, sites, addresses, streets, street polygons, street labels, bridges, public transport, and points of interest. Now, we will go through all of the layers in the future. But for now, what we'll do is we'll make a class, and we'll call it the layer manager.cs. It's like an onion, exactly. Namespace, Godot Vectortiles layers. Public class layer manager as part of node using Godot. The public partial class. There we go. And then we'll need using system generic collections. And then we'll need a new file, which we'll call layer.cs. Namespace, layers, public, class layer. We'll actually not have that inherit from anything Godot related, I think. Will we? No, I think we will. I think we'll make it a node 3D. Partial. Okay. Let's see. Public. Is there like a start or something? Public void. Can I do this? That's how you do a constructor, right? C# constructor. No return type. Okay. And then we'll do private void add layer. And then we'll have a layer name. There we go. Okay. And then we'll have a public void render layer. Let's do the water polygons or something. New file, layer water polygons.cs. Name space layers using Godot, using system, sure. There we go. There we go. So layer, and then we'll do gd.print layer created. And then in the layer manager, what we'll do is add layer. There we go. And this layer manager is a script that needs to be attached to a node 3D. There we go. Let's add a child node, just a node 3D, create. We will rename this to layer manager, attach a script, layer manager, there we go. And now if we launch the game, build succeeded. Layer created water polygons, and that's before anything else happens, because it's all done in the constructor. Very good. Next up, notifications. I need to close notifications. Okay, so if child manager, yeah, exactly. It's of course we're doing child slavery. I mean, what good game doesn't have child slavery in it, right? Don't need this file, don't need that one. Don't need that one, don't need that one. What is next? So, now what we need to do over here in the tile data, we'll do we'll put this in a namespace. Ah, that's not what I meant. Namespace, Godot Vectortiles. Let's say using Godot Vectortiles.layers. There we go. And then when we actually do the where do we render it? Get data on download complete, parse tile data. All right, here. So then we should in the render layer var layer data. Can we do that? Nope. So what's the type? It's vector tile layer. There we go. Vector tile layer. And what does the vector tile parser return? Is it like a list or an array? It's a list. Oh, I could see it over there. So list, vector tile layer. That's not what I meant. Layers. There we go. Vector tile layer in layers. And then we'll say layer manager. Public void render layer. Vector tile data, layer data. We need to using for each layer in layers if there we go. And then we'll do return print error that we don't have a layer for it. So then we'll do public static layer manager instance equals this. Okay. Render layer. Let's see if that actually does anything. Ooh, we've got some errors, some buggies. Well, that will make Phil happy. And tile data does not contain bugs. Main scene 18. Main scene 18. Tile data does not contain a constructor. Contains 5 arguments. Yes, it does. I need to do using Godot Vectortiles layers. Godot Vectortiles. Actually, this should just be in the namespace. Namespace, Godot Vectortiles. That should fix it. Run. Succeeded. There we go. Okay. So it ran. No matching layers. But the water polygons over here. There you go. You can see that we are rendering water polygons. Okay. Let's see. So now we need to render it. When I look for cities to chain, I also enter the colon backspace. Colon namespace. For the city namespace. Okay, yeah, exactly. In the snack zone, baby. Let's see. Now we need to render it. So in the layer, rendering layer. Let's see. So we've got this layer data, and that layer data contains Vectortile layer contains a list of Vectortile features. List Vectortile features. Okay, and then we'll do. Okay. What does this contain? Vectortile feature. Vectortile feature. It contains a string called the ID. An array segment of coordinates called a geometry. Key value pair called attributes. And a geometry type called geometry type. Okay. Let's see. String feature ID. There we go. Feature dot ID. Felt like I had to sneeze. I pressed the button. Feeling goes away. Oh well. Feature geometry equals feature.geometry. Array segment using system. Okay. Attributes. Now, in the end, we're not gonna get this get all of these, put all these in separate variables, because that is very wasteful. However, for now, it's good for me to get it out there so that I know what I can work with. Uint extend. Feature extend. Okay. And then we'll do geometry type extend number of geometries, and then what we'll do is for each attribute, see what we're all working with there. All right. See if this will compiles and runs. It does. Nice. Okay. Kind equals water. Water. Nice. Okay. So then what we need to do is we need to get a like a list, a dictionary actually, private dictionary of geometry type followed by what's an action? It's actually a geom. It's actually tile.geom type. And this is going to be a C# function as a variable. How do you do this? Delegate. That's not what I meant actually. Is it? Delegate. Geometry renders. There we go. Okay. And then what we'll do is we'll say for each that's not what I want. Loop through the geometry renderers. Geometry renderers get okay. Sure. And then we'll say return. And if that doesn't work, we'll say gd print error. There we go. Does this work? Start debugging. Restore complete. Build succeeded with one warning. Okay. If render equals null, okay. Above the continue actually. There we go. Takes a while to save. Oh, where'd my music go? Okay, saved, run, start debugging. Okay. So this isn't working actually. I'm drinking Starmint. Starmint. Aniseed? What's it called? Starcoin. Starcoin. I'm drinking Starcoin tea. Starmint tea. Tasty metals indeed. So This is called this is a delegate. C# check if delegate is empty. What does try-get value this? If okay, else so this should be it here. Right? Okay. We have to continue. Tell geometry type. Layer. Feature. Okay. What? How does this work? Examples. Dictionary contains key. So I should do this. Out renderer. Does this work? Wait, it doesn't even say rendering layer anymore. Where did I F up? Rendering layer water polygons, okay. But if I uncomment this, oh, wait. It actually says here, error parsing tile data. Object reference is not set to an instance of an object. But where? Does running it from here give me more info? Don't think it will. Nope. Also, the camera needs to stop spamming the console. Camera 3D. Okay. Error parsing tile data. Aha. So it's throwing an error, presumably here. Render layer. Okay. Let's see. Try. Catch. Okay. Let's see what happens now. Okay. Does not support debugging. Well, that's just a bunch of lies, isn't it? Because here it is, debugging. Okay. We did something. Error. Rendering feature ID 0. Wait. Feature ID 0? gd dot print feature ID. There we go. Run, start debugging. Okay. So it is set to 0 or something. Why? Layer data. For each feature and feature. It is feature.id, right? Over here. Vectortile feature. Yeah. So what is it? What's happening? Because if I do for each feature over here, okay. Oh. No, it's all zeros. What? Layer. What? Tile data. I did actually have the feature IDs earlier, didn't I? I didn't just dream that, right? And it is a string. Layers, layer count. Are 17 layers. What are polygons? For feature in features. Okay. Let's try it without the try catch. Is the try catch doing something weird? Don't think it is. Vectortile parser. But why? What's up? Parse style data. This is a Vectortile feature. Hmm. Let's see. I don't think that's an issue, but something must be changing the value to 0. Because it can't be that the ID for every feature is 0. Yeah, but where? But where? You know what? Let's ask AI. The console says that the ID for each feature is 0. But it can't be. Why is it saying that? What? Okay. Vectortile parser. SRC. This is the Vectortile parser. Need the feature parser class. Yeah, I can't do that. You know what? I can go to my own stream. Go back in time. There we see we got layers. Okay. Streamception indeed. For when one of me isn't enough. Okay. Okay, what am I doing here? Right, that's when the error started. But somewhere in between here. I think we had it. Yeah, here we go. Oh no. What? The feature IDs were 0 here as well. What? Are the feature IDs always 0? Were they always 0? Okay. So then we will render the layer. But in the layer, over here. We'll just not use the ID. If feature, actually, feature ID there we go. Start debugging. This should work now, right? Hmm. Error rendering feature ID. Layer name. Object reference. Not set as an instance of an object. Like so. Start debugging. Is it just a feature ID or is there more that's empty? Let's see. Hmm. Um. If feature equals null. Am I getting null features? Nope. Okay, if feature ID equals null. Wait. It can't be any of these. Wait. It can't be the feature ID because the feature ID is working. So it has to be extend. Is extend nullable or something? Um. Feature attributes. You know what? I'm gonna go for a quick toilet break. I'll be back in a couple minutes. I'll run the ads during that time, and then we'll see if we can solve this. Okay, I'm back. Music seemed to have stopped. Okay. Let's see. Let's ignore the extend. Let's squash those zeros, indeed. Okay. Oh! I'm a fucking idiot. You know what, the idiot... I've got this beautiful, beautiful, beautiful dictionary. And you know what I never did with it? I never instantiated it. No, that's not an issue. I only call it internally. I didn't instantiate it. There we go. Oop. Okay. Start debugging. This should fix it. There we go. See? Now it works again. Only the feature IDs are still all 0. But that doesn't matter. Whoop whoop indeed. Let's see. Can we... Now we need to fix the extent thing. Feature extend. There we go. Okay, so we've got a geometry type. Geometry type. Which will be geometry type, feature geometry type. Start debugging. Polygon, 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 polygon. Let's see. Oh. Private void render polygon. No, it's not render polygon. Actually, it is. It is render feature polygons. Here we go. Action. What is this? What's a C# action? All right. So those are the variables passed through. But I don't necessarily array coordinates is geometry, the extent and the attributes. So this will be an array segment of coordinates called a polygon in geometry. Okay. And we have already got a render polygon over here. So if you just yoink this, Render polygon. Using link. Okay. And now oh, why am I here? I should be doing it from here. Start debugging. I mean, it won't actually do anything, will it? For each coordinate polygon. Let's see what these coordinates all are. Right? Okay. Okay. And then render the polygon. Let's turn off the background. Oh, we've got something. Right? We've got a little something there. It's a little green dot. Over there. It's a crumb. A crumb. But why only one? When we should be getting loads. Render feature polygons. Rendering polygon feature with polygons. One polygon. Let's see. If it's still correct. GD rendering polygon with points. In here. Start debugging. Okay. Those are still the same. Okay. Um. Okay. Surface tool. Surface tool begin. Okay. Let's see if we ever see that polygon rendered successfully. Okay. We do. Oh, lol. Of course it won't work if you just quit. Return the method. There we go. That's the water. There we go. It's like slime. Let's give it some color. Make it a beautiful blue color. Um, Let's see. Private. Oh. Private. Dictionary. um. What's it called? I need the feature attribute kind or something. String color. Kind colors. Okay. And then in the layer water polygons, we'll do kind colors water equals blue. Layer protected close. That's the one I need. That should fix that. Don't know when, don't know how. Kind colors. Very kind and polite blue, exactly. And then over here, what we will do is render polygons. We'll say color equals color dot what? Colors dot magenta. Oh, can't do that. Okay, so we'll say color equals colors dot magenta. Color, and then we'll say there we go. And now this should work. Whoa! We've got blue. And what do we not have a color for? Let's turn off all those polygons, right? All those polygon spam. All those coordinates. Funky zat van indeed. This one we can turn off. And this one we can turn off. Start debugging. Okay. I want to know what I don't have a kind color for. I don't have a kind color. River. Okay. So then we'll do river. And okay. Okay. Does it work? The river should be cyan. And the other water should be blue. Would you look at that? How would you look at that? And now, what we can also do is commit these changes. Let's open Git Kraken. Beautiful, beautiful blue. Okay, stage all those changes. Let AI makes a beautiful commit summary. There we go. Commit and push. There we go. That's very nice. Should also work in here. Now I want to make one more change. Do I actually? Yeah, I want to make one more change. Want to see if I can... No, actually, I'm not going to make that change. I'm going to do that not this run, tomorrow or Friday or Saturday or later. Because I want to go to bed. I need to be up early tomorrow. So, yeah, I want to get some well-deserved sleep. So